Here are the world's poorest countries in 2025. Nigeria. GDP per capita, $1,063. Africa's largest economy, but poverty and unemployment haunt millions across urban slums and rural farmlands. 19. Rwanda. GDP per capita, $1,061. Fast-growing cities, but poverty still affects rural areas, lacking clean water, jobs, and opportunity. 18. Guinea-Bissau. GDP per capita, $1,057. Weak governance, underdeveloped infrastructure, and fragile institutions keep this coastal nation in economic stagnation. 17. Sudan. GDP per capita, $1,009. Political unrest, inflation, and internal displacement prevent progress for millions of Sudanese citizens. 16. The Gambia. GDP per capita, $980. Though peaceful and small, most families survive on limited incomes and rely heavily on remittances. 15. Burkina Faso. GDP per capita, $964. Conflict and climate shocks cripple agriculture, worsen displacement, and deepen nationwide poverty. 14. Chad. GDP per capita, $930. Rich in oil, but few benefit. Rural communities face hunger, poor health care, and insecurity. 13. Mali. GDP per capita, $909. Terrorism and economic instability limit access to education, clean water, and basic services. 12. Liberia. GDP per capita, $806. Still rebuilding from war and Ebola, Liberia faces weak infrastructure and widespread joblessness. 11. Somalia. GDP per capita, $729. Famine, drought, and civil conflict push most Somalis to survive on humanitarian aid alone. 10. Democratic Republic of the Congo. GDP per capita, $708. Despite vast mineral wealth, conflict, and corruption, keep millions trapped in extreme poverty. 9. Niger. GDP per capita, $672. Arid climate, rapid population growth, and poor infrastructure push families into deeper hardship. 8. Mozambique. GDP per capita, $668. Floods, insurgency, and poverty leave many families without food, jobs, or security. 7. Burundi. GDP per capita, $602. Overpopulation, poor governance, and lack of farmland keep Burundi in a poverty trap. Six, Central African Republic. GDP per capita, $582. Rich in diamonds and gold, yet conflict and hunger overwhelm its people. 5. Madagascar. GDP per capita, $577. Environmental degradation and isolation keep this island nation struggling to meet basic needs. Four, Malawi. GDP per capita, $552. One of the most food-insecure nations with limited access to healthcare, education, and income. Three, Sierra Leone. GDP per capita, $529. Post-war recovery is slow, with widespread poverty and poor public services still dominating life. Two, South Sudan. GDP per capita, $448. Civil war and famine devastate communities, forcing many to flee or rely on aid. One, Afghanistan. GDP per capita, $434. After decades of war, sanctions, and collapse, Afghanistan remains the world's poorest nation. These nations face hardship every day, but in every street, every village, there's strength, dignity, and the will to rise.